Hey, it's the Midnight Raven and something I haven't done in a very long time. Dumpster diving. Yes, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm the Midnight Raven. And before I had a partner, I used to dumpster dive practically every week. There is a place that I go dumpster diving on a particular day of the week. I'm not going to give out my sources, but I have dumpster dived because I have a car boot coming up next weekend. I don't know when this is actually going up. I have 2 bags of stuff. We're going to start with 1 bag, and if the video runs on for too long, we're going to go on to the second bag. Now, I dumpster dive to make money, to sell on Vinted, to sell at car boot, sell at yard sales, as I am looking to move after Christmas, hopefully in the new year, new year, with my partner. So let's see what I got to pick up for the car boot. So the first item I picked up, which caught my eye in the bin, like straight off, let's just put that to the side, was this picture. It says beautifully framed. I love the frame. And then this is a Tournine de Chat Noir, and this is a Rodolphe Salas's. I looked it up online, and apparently the print itself is around £15 to £20, just the actual print. And I've obviously got mine framed, which is actually quite nice because then you don't have to look for a frame. Sometimes you find prints and you're like, oh, this is gorgeous. And then you think of how much an actual frame costs. And this is a beautiful frame. It's got all the working. So I got that. I don't always get art pieces. The art pieces have to like jump out at me because they're heavy and bulky. When you go to a car boot, you don't want to fill your car up with too many like heavy, bulky things because then you can't take a lot. And then I picked up this adorable little, I believe it's a cross-stitch frog that someone had done at some point. And obviously maybe it just wasn't to the person's taste. But I think even aside from the cross-stitch frog, the frame is actually nice. So I got a cross-stitch frog. Couldn't really leave him there. Okay, next we got a cat. And this is the National Trust. And this says Farne Islands. Now, I have no idea where this is. But it's a man's cap. And men's caps are quite nice. It's clean. It just says National Trust, 100% cotton, and it was fairly clean. It's a little bit dirty. It's got a little bit of discoloration, but I thought that was all right. Okay, next. We got a Dixon's Executive Solar camera. Now, calculator, sorry. Now, people actually collect vintage calculators. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about them. But this is a Casio H1 electronic calculator. And I looked this up. And on, I can't remember if it was eBay or something. I think this is around £27. Apparently it's what they call a vintage calculator. I don't know anything about calculators. But it's a solar one. And it's a Dixon's one. And obviously Dixon's don't make calculators anymore, I believe. And it's a Casio one. I don't know. Something or other. I don't know if it works because it didn't have any batteries. But I've had lots of people take calculators before off me. They obviously see something in them. Next, we have some Oliver Bonus glasses. And what do you think? Should we try them on? How do I look? Do I look good? I did take a picture with them so I could actually see how I looked. So these are Oliver Bonus sunglasses. I mean, they're big, they're bulky, they're green. I love the color. They're not really my style, and I would need prescription lenses, and they are so expensive. But I picked them up because I thought they were cute. Someone will pick them up at car boot. Even though it's not like summer now, it's technically autumn. Someone will pick them up. Then I picked up this. It was the only book I picked up. This is a thesaurus. This is the Longman's Pocket Company's thesaurus. And it's because, amazingly, for an old book, 1982. This was a second impressions 83. It's actually in really good condition. And for some people do like old thesauruses and old dictionaries, and it's a pocket one as well. Next, we got some travel bags. So these are little travel bags for maybe if you're camping or if you're on a caravan for like storage. They're in orange, which doesn't fill me with too much joy, but you just fill them out. And you can take these to your caravans, your camping, have them in the back of your car with like maybe some emergency stuff in. It's from iStock. I'm going to guess probably Amazon. And there were a bunch of 4. You could also use these to put stuff in your suitcase, maybe if you're going on holiday, or if your kids go away on like residential trips, if that's still a thing anymore. You can put their pants and socks or whatever and separate them. Medication, if you're going somewhere. They come in handy. I've actually got quite a few little sets like this myself. Okay. Next, we got a jewelry box, and this is a Design Philippe. Made in Sweden. And it is one of these weird ones where you press it to the side and pull it up. And it is an old style jewelry box with this kind of crushed pink velvety in the inside. And then you have, and it is actually quite clean. Now, all of this was thrown in a bin from a charity shop. Just let that sink in. Charity shops are throwing stuff away that if it's been in a charity shop for more than 2 weeks, they throw it away. Just throw it in the bin. I cannot believe stuff just goes in the bin and it ends up in landfill. This will go to car boot and probably sell for £1. And I've saved it from landfill. I hate the idea of stuff going to landfill. That's why I go to a charity shop bin and save it. Because it's already had a second chance. And if I can take it to a car boot and give it another chance, then so be it. Next, we have these little cups. Now, they don't have any real markings on them. I can't really see what it says on the bottom. It says something England. Oh, I hate it when it's stamped in. But you got these little Chinese kind of blue designs. And I do, luckily, maybe it's on this one, it looks better. Churchill. And then I've got 2 cups to go with it. But unfortunately, it was so dark, I could only find 2 other cups. I don't know if they had the rest, but I've got 2 other plates. So maybe you could have them for your tea and then have this on the side and put biscuits on it. So I've got 4 of the plates, but only 2 of the cups, which I think is probably why the set didn't sell. Because people like to have full sets. So I would have suggested that you could use the other 2 plates for like your tea and your bickies. Would have been my suggestion. Now, the last 2 items that I got in this haul, we'll do the rest in a part 2. I got this. Now, I know it's an advent calendar, and in the advent calendar, you should theoretically have these little boxes. Now, I checked in the bin for absolutely ages, didn't find them. They weren't separate or anything. So, this is basically just a Christmas display. Now, I don't know what you put on it, now that you haven't got the boxes, but I guess you could put maybe Christmas minifigures on it of some kind. There'd be a way that a crafter could utilize this and actually turn it into an advent calendar. I'm sure they could split it somehow. So I got that one. And then I also got a second one. Now, these are also meant to have tiny little boxes. Didn't have the boxes, couldn't find them again. But there would be a way of using this as an advent calendar. You could just literally put a piece of paper over there with a number and then just have the item in it. or you could put a piece of cardboard on it, little piece of square cardboard, decorate the door, or you could do it in tissue paper, so you just burst a hole through it. But I couldn't leave them even though they didn't have the boxes, because I think there's a way that you could use them for Christmas, just slightly different. Although this one, like I said, you could just put paper over it or cardboard. This one could just be a display, but I didn't want to leave them for obvious reasons. But that was part 1. Join me for part 2, where you'll see everything else that I picked up, because it's going to be hard to show you all in one video because it's just going to droll on. So let me know what was your favourite item. Obviously, I'm not looking to make a mint. I'm looking to resell to make a bit of profit, obviously, because they came from a bin, so I've had outsource or outlay. And I am moving hopefully in the new year, so Mummy needs to make a bit of money, because do you know how much a moving van is? And not cheap. And first month's rent and deposit is also not cheap. But like and subscribe, thumbs it up. Join me for part 2, where you will see what else I got. And I will see you very soon for another dumpster diving video. Take care and thanks for watching. Love you all. Bye, guys.